Okay, welcome to our session on Tech Together's AI Hackathon. As high school students, we founded Tech Together in late 2023 with a mission of broadening female participation in computing, especially among middle school and high school students. Along the way, we have engaged with over 135 students through online sessions and hands-on library workshops in partnerships with Girl Scouts, Discovering AI, Ushtate, Cultivating Hope, and Teens in AI, culminating in our AI Snap-Geared Techathon.
Hi, I'm Talia. I've been in this initiative since 2023, so for 2 years, and I'm passionate about making CS fun to learn, and I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Parinaz. I'm a junior at Stratford Preparatory and the founder of Tech Together, an initiative to broaden participation in computing and open doors for students who are often underrepresented in STEM. I'm also part of a delegation that presents and attends the United Nations CSW conference.
So in the past, we've done a lot of local outreach at libraries, especially Redwood City, and we've taught middle schoolers and high schoolers valuable lessons for this contest called ACSL, which is sort of a national competition that tests their knowledge on computer science. In addition, we've um, talked to local Girl Scout groups and helped them get badges for computer science, actually.
We also provided online one-on-one tutoring where students built a strong foundation in computer science while also preparing for the ACSL League or American Computer Science League that covered computer number systems, recursion, Boolean algebra, and digital circuits. Our approach combines mathematical problem solving and computer science concepts. We finally organized a 2-day techathon, giving students the opportunity to extend their learning in a collaborative setting.
So this is just a little bit more about the sort of things we teach. And also, a lot of the students already took BGC Spark, so they kind of build upon their previous knowledge of computer science, but it was also very beginner friendly. So pretty much any middle school student could walk in a class and mostly understand what was happening.
Yeah, so we prepared students to compete in the ACSL League, first starting with fundamental concepts like variables, primitives, and strings, and then we progressed to more advanced topics like data structures, functions, and recursion. We went over computer number systems, stacks and queues, abstraction, binary search trees, and digital circuits with Boolean logic, depicted through the microvit activities, and students were guided on how to draw circles of evaluation, borrowed from the Bootstrap curriculum for building prefix, postfix expressions by walking the expression tree recursively. And we also taught Snap game development to Girl Scouts to earn their Coding for Good badges.
So most recently, our organization hosted a local chapter in this a global hackathon run by Teens in AI, which is actually an international organization in many various countries from around the world. Um, so we had a lot of fun for this weekend techathon, and this is what our presentation is going to be mostly diving into.
Yeah, as local ambassadors, we organized focused on three main processes, which are ideation, collaboration, and innovation, where team building was principal to the design process, and we geared the hackathon towards the three UN SDG goals: gender equality, healthcare, and quality education. We believe that collaboration and design was just as important as the final outcome. So we kicked off the morning with an inspirational keynote speaker to motivate the students. And on the first day, we introduced them to teachable machines, which showed them how to implement it in Snap. And during a brief brainstorming session on the UN SDGs, students were encouraged to form teams based on their ideas and not just their friendships. And throughout the event, mentors were all available to provide hands-on guidance and help teams develop their projects. And to keep the atmosphere fun and engaging, we provided plenty of food, including lunch, snacks, and boba, and organized team building activities like the Human Knot and a tour of UC Berkeley. Thank you, BJC, for sponsoring the event. So for the design thinking workshop, we went over a four-phase process that is designed to rapidly transform individual ideas into collaborative, innovative projects, making it a powerful tool for team building. So in phase one, we had them write 100 ideas down on post-it notes in 5 minutes. Then we had boards all on the wall, so they put them on the boards where they belong. And based on where they put it, they would team up with other students near them and pick their top three ideas to start project building. Then we had them actually build the project and at the end of the day, present their design.
Yeah, and this ideation process, where they sort of made groups based on ideas and not their previous friend groups, was actually a lot more successful than we expected. Like a lot of groups from eighth grade or seventh grade, which notoriously don't get along that well, were formed, and just overall, they really spread out of their friend groups and made new friends. So the first day, which ended with sort of design presentation, not necessarily their final projects, but like what they were going to do with the next day and their prototypes. And they were graded on design rubrics that Parinaz and I came up with, which prioritized ideas, design, AI ethics, which actually had a keynote speaker on that previously. So it kind of tied back to that. The research, presentation, and their slides.
And during the design presentations, we had the judges ask the team what exactly was the problem, how it was happening, who was affected by it, where and when does it occur, and what the scale of the problem was. And these questions helped assess both the depth of their research and the real world impact of the dilemma.
So on the final day, the students presented their solutions to a panel of judges who, as our role as organizers, we helped organize a team of volunteers from UC Berkeley as graduates and undergraduates to help judge and, as we said before, mentor the students. So they provided a lot of valuable feedback and asked questions about their projects. And in addition to the standard Teens in AI rubric that they gave us previously, we created an additional rubric focusing on all of these factors, which are innovation and creativity, problem solving, social impact, design, technical complexity, and ethical considerations about AI.
Yeah, and we prioritize unbiased judging at all costs. So, to ensure fairness, we created a structured spreadsheet where judges awarded points to each team based on their strongest criteria, and the results were then totaled, allowing us to calculate each of the team's unique strengths. So, in the end, each team walked away with one of their achievements recognized.
And each team sort of got an award for each one of them since there were 5 teams in total. So I think it really helped that everyone had one to strive for and kind of aim for as they knew their strengths.
So, our winning team, Team Lingirum, developed an inspirational project that used earrings to designed to translate speech into real time and break down language barriers between cultures. So they submitted it to the Teens in AI competition and they created a video that showcased their problem they aimed to solve and the proposed solution and a detailed flowchart. And the program recognized speech, which translated it to text and then spoke the translation aloud in another language. And in a coincidence, just as the team was preparing their final submission, Professor Monig released a new snap block called Recognized Speech that day, which was originally helped to design kindergarteners in Germany who spoke different languages. And that day it was released, the students incorporated the block into their project and recorded their final video submission. And it just
I would
shows how powerful global collaboration is.
mhm. I would play the video submission, but I think we might be running a little bit low on time, especially if we're going to get to the rest of this slideshow. So I think we can
Yeah,
maybe
we
get
also
back.
have all the links on one slide.
Mhm. Oh,
Another success story from our hackathon comes from a team that went to participate in the Girls Technovation Challenge, which is an international competition for middle and high school students. And they advanced to the quarterfinals and built on their experience. They started a Girls Technovation Club at their school with 20 girls joining this September. Their project, Her Spark, is a website designed to promote girls in computing, And in addition to reaching the quarterfinals, they truly accomplished their mission by inspiring and engaging more girls in competing by creating a space for them to learn and collaborate. Their snap demo is at 2 minutes and 52 seconds, but we might be low on time.
Um, I can play it since I think it's really interesting to see this, and their team was really outstanding.
And this version of the start, it was okay, but it's change equal color. So if I provide general, it's a light pink. Eva is pink and very perfect. And you always know what channel you're typing in. And we also have to use ambassadors on this. These are the big things that people in other countries sometimes have trouble listening if it's not someone of their own religion. So if we can just get one youth ambassador per country, we can make a huge impact. So to learn how to become a youth ambassador, all you have to do is complete 3 competitions and fill out the form to see if you can stop. And we also have competitions to make sure girls are engaging in them. So here.
So we thought their team was really outstanding, and all of that actually was created in Snap, where you could click around this sort of makeup website and interact with it like it was a real website.
Yeah, and other girls also showed that they became highly aware of the problems faced by women today. For example, teams behind FlowFriend and Humenstrate recognized the lack of resources and knowledge in women's health as a significant challenge, and they built solutions that have the potential to change lives.
As for the actual student feedback of the hackathon, actually 100% of people who submitted the form agreed that if we were to host another hackathon maybe next year, they would definitely rejoin. And they were also very satisfied with it. And so for some other results, a lot of students thought that coding, especially in Snap, was a lot more fun. And besides their previous experience, it built on that. So they actually one of them, or one group, started a girls' tech club at their own school, which was really impressive to us.
Yeah, we thought that sending out feedback forms and detailed surveys would help us enhance our impact and increase the participation in computing. So we're always looking for feedback.
And just as a final story, the winning team actually got a Google field trip, which was really fun. And they had a tour of the campus and had lunch there. It was really fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I have one to Parinaz and Talia. Was there a surprising project in the hackathon, or what was the most surprising project to you that people did in the hackathon? And what did you maybe find most interesting that you didn't expect before running the event?
I think I can talk about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was kind of like an opinion one. But for me, the most surprising one was probably the winning team, Lingurum, since we didn't really expect the teams to create any like physical things, but they actually like used their little resources that we came from lunch, and they used like a plate and they cut out the middle and they had like a little earring prototype. It was really cute. So I just didn't think anyone would like make any physical things, and it was mostly on Snap and like Teachable Machine. That was the most surprising to me.
Yeah, I found it cool how Her Spark, which was the video where they showed like the Snap project at 252, but they finally made their final project using generative AI. They built like a website with HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and it was fair game for the competition, but they were the first to like use an AI tool, which we found like pretty cool.